The moment her lips brushed the corner of my mouth, I tasted gin, mint, and something rotten underneath. Music thumped through the walls, bass vibrating the glass in my hand. Laughter rose and fell like waves. The house was packed. Friends, co-workers, strangers of friends, sweaty, bright, alive. And there she was, my wife, leaning in too close, her fingers curling around my wrist like she had already let go of me weeks ago. I smirked. It wasn't planned. It just happened. A reflex. Something sharp and ugly rose up from my chest and twisted my mouth into that smile. Then I stepped back and walked away, leaving her standing there with confusion flickering across her face. Behind me, someone cheered. Someone spilled a drink. Life went on. Inside me, something cracked. I hadn't come to the party to confront her. I hadn't even come to watch her. I told myself I was here because Mark insisted, because it was his birthday, because it would do me good, because pretending things were normal was easier than admitting they weren't. But the truth was simpler and crueler. I came because I already knew something was wrong, and I needed proof. Not proof. Nothing clean or cinematic. Just enough to silence the part of my brain that kept whispering you're overreacting. She loves you. You're tired. You're paranoid. That voice had been busy for months. Patching over late nights. Unexplained smiles at her phone. The way her body had slowly angled away from mine in bed. I'd learned how to live with that voice. Tonight, I wanted to kill it. She found me an hour later on the back patio. The air outside was cool, carrying the smell of damp grass and cigarette smoke. The party noise dulled behind the sliding door, like a heartbeat heard underwater. You just walked away, she said. I leaned against the railing, watching smoke curl up from someone else's forgotten ashtray. I did. Her heels clicked as she stepped closer. What was that about? I shrugged. Casual. Light. A performance I'd rehearsed in my head. Didn't feel like kissing. She laughed softly, but it didn't land. Since when? I turned then, really looked at her. Her dress clung to her, like it used to for me. Her hair was done differently, effortlessly undone in a way that took effort. Her eyes searched my face, not with guilt exactly, but calculation, like she was checking the weather before deciding whether to leave the house. Since when do you? I asked. She flinched. Barely. A micro-expression, the kind you'd miss if you weren't already watching for it. I don't know what you're implying, she said. There it was. The line. Defensive but measured. No outrage, no confusion. Just enough distance to protect herself. I'm not implying anything, I said. I just didn't want to kiss you. Silence stretched between us, taut as wire. Are you drunk? She asked finally. No. That smile you gave me. She stopped, swallowed. It was strange. I smiled again, smaller this time. Maybe I'm practicing. For what? For when the truth finally shows up. Her eyes darkened. What truth? I watched her carefully. I wanted her to crack. I wanted tears, anger, denial, something human. But she only crossed her arms and waited. And in that moment, I realized something worse than betrayal. She'd been waiting for this conversation longer than I had. We drove home separately. Her choice, not mine. She said she needed air. I said nothing. The silence felt earned. At home, the house was dark except for the kitchen light. I sat at the table, listening to the hum of the refrigerator, the tick of the clock. Every sound felt accusatory. When she came in, she didn't take off her coat. Just say it, she said. I looked up. Say what? What you think you know. I studied her face, the woman I built a life with, folded laundry with, planned futures with, the woman who once cried when I forgot to text her back, who used to reach for my hand in movies like she was afraid of losing me in the dark. I think, I said slowly, that you stopped being lonely with me and started being lonely around me. Her breath hitched. Not denial. Recognition. That's not, she stopped. Sat down across from me. I didn't plan for it to happen. The room tilted. So it did, I said. She nodded once. Small. Controlled. Like if she moved too much, everything would spill. It didn't mean nothing, she said quickly. But it didn't mean everything either. I laughed. I hated the sound. That's supposed to help? I'm just trying to be honest. Now, I said, you're trying now. Her eyes filled. I was going to tell you. When? I don't know. After the party? I asked, after you tried to kiss me? She winced. I didn't think you knew. I leaned back, exhaustion crashing over me. I didn't. Not for sure. Then why? Because I wanted to see who you'd be tonight, I said. With an audience. With him here. Her head snapped up. You knew he was coming? I guessed. She closed her eyes. He means something to me. So did I said quietly. The words hung there, heavy and final. She told me then. Not everything, but enough. How it started as talking. How she felt seen. How she hated herself and loved the way it felt anyway. How she convinced herself it was temporary, manageable, not real. I listened. I didn't interrupt. Every sentence cut. But I needed to hear them all. Pain felt cleaner than uncertainty. When she finished, she whispered, I'm sorry. I stood. I believe you, I said. Hope flickered across her face, fragile and desperate. But I don't trust you, I continued. And I don't think I ever will again. Her mouth opened, closed. I grabbed my keys. Where are you going? She asked, voice breaking. Out, I said. Same place you've been going. At the door, I paused. Looked back at her one last time. The smirk. I said, that was me realizing I wasn't crazy. Then I left. Outside, the night air was sharp and cold, and for the first time in months, I could breathe, even as something inside me finally fully broke.